Hello guys, today we're going to discuss lesson 1.5, solving inequalities. So in the past, you solved equations involving absolute values. So today we will be solving one-step inequalities. We will also be solving multi-step inequalities. For vocabulary, we only have one, set builder notation. Alright, so let's take a look at the key concept. What is addition property of inequality? For any real numbers a, b, and c, if a is greater than b, then a plus c is greater than b plus c. So it's the same thing as if a is less than b, then if you add c to a, it's also less than b plus c. Subtraction for any real numbers a, b, and c. If a is greater than b, then a minus c is greater than b minus c. The same thing with if a is less than b. So if you subtract c from a, it will be less than b minus c. Alright, let's apply. Solve an inequality using addition or subtraction. So solve 4y minus 3 less than 5y plus 2. Graph the solution set on a number line. Alright, so start with the original inequality and then you're going to combine the variables, combine the numbers. So subtract 4y both sides. There's only one way of doing it. You can also do it in another way. And then combine like terms, so that gives you cancel the 4y, bring down negative 3, less than 5y minus 4y, that gives you y, bring down 2. And then you can subtract 2 both sides, so you will get negative 5 less than or equal, or less than, y. So always make sure that the variable is in your left side. It's easier to graph that way if the variable is in your left. So we switch this around. Y will be in the left, from less than to greater than, and then bring down negative 5. Okay, so that's our answer. All numbers greater than negative 5 will be to the right of negative 5. So this will be our solution set. And then since it is greater than, so it should be an empty circle. And then shade everything to the right. Circle means that point negative 5 is not part of the solution. It should be greater than that. Okay? Alright, check your progress. Try this one. 6x minus 2 less than 5x plus 7. So work that out and then solve for x. So I'm gonna do minus 5x both sides first. You can do it that way. And then I'm gonna bring down my x here. Minus 2 less than 7. And then final step, I'm gonna add 2 both sides. So my answer is gonna be x less than 9. Okay, so since it is less than, so it's gonna be open circle and pointing to your left side. So our best answer is letter A. Okay, let's move on to multiplication and division properties of inequality. So for any real numbers a, b, and c, where c is positive, so if a is greater than b, so if you multiply a by c, the product's gonna be greater than b times c. The same thing if a is less than b, so the product between a and c is less than b times c. However, when c is negative, if a is greater than b, then a times c is going to be less than bc because of the negative sign of c. So you're going to change your inequality sign to its opposite sign. If a is less than b, and then you multiply it by negative C. So AC, the product is going to be greater than B times C. All right, so same rule will apply to division property. If C is positive, if you divide A and B by C, your answer is A over C is greater than B over C. If A is less than B, so if you divide A by C, it must be less than B over C. However, if C is negative, it will switch the inequality sign. So remember, if you multiply or divide by a negative number to an inequality, make sure you switch the sign. Okay? All right, let's apply. Solve 12 is greater than or equal to negative 0.3p. Graph the solution set on a number line. All right, let's start with the original inequality. So we are going to divide both sides by negative 0.3. So since we're dividing both sides by negative 0.3, so we switch the sign from greater than or equal to less than or equal. Okay? So 12 divided by negative 0.3, you get negative 40 less than or equal to, cancel the negative 0.3, top and bottom, so you have bring down P. And then switch the sign, so P is greater than or equal to negative 40. All right, let's graph this one. By the way, this is the solution set. You can write your final answer this way. Open brace, P is the set of all real numbers. P must be greater than or equal to negative 40, close brace. And then, since it is less than or equal, so there's a line under the inequality sign. There's a line there that makes it closed circle. That means negative 40 is part of the solution set, and everything to the right of it. All right, let's check your progress. Try this one. Negative 3x is greater than or equal to 21. So what you will do here, just divide both sides by negative 3, and that is your answer. Don't forget to switch the sign. So negative 3, you cancel that out. X from greater than, that will be pointing to your left, less than or equal to negative 7. So there's a line at the bottom that makes it close and pointing to your left. So our best answer here is letter B. Okay, so let's move on to multi-step inequalities. Solve negative x is greater than x minus 7 all over 2. And then graph the solution set on your number line. Okay, so that's the original inequality. And then we're going to get rid of 2 first. So since that is at the bottom, we are going to multiply. That's divided by 2. Opposite will be multiplication. Multiply both sides by 2. So that gives you negative 2x. And then this will disappear and bring down x minus 7. And then we're going to combine our x's. So subtract x both sides. So you will get negative 3x here. X disappear. Negative 7. Bring it down. And then divide both sides by negative 3. So x, since you divided it by negative 3, switch the sign from greater to less than. And then negative 7 divided by negative 3, that makes positive 7 over 3. Okay, so that is our solution set. X is less than 7 over 3. And then our graph. Since it's less than, there's no line at the bottom. It's open circle, and then everything to your left will be shaded. Alright, try this one, guys. Check your progress. So what we will do here, we're going to multiply both sides by 3. Let's get rid of 3. So that gives you negative 6x greater than, and then this 3 will go away. So bring down x plus 5. Okay, then we're going to combine our x's together. Minus x, common sign, bring that down, add your numbers together, bring down the variable, and then greater than 5. And then divide both sides by -7. And remember, you're going to switch the sign since you're dividing by -7. So x less than -5/7. Okay? So no line at the bottom, so it's going to be open circle. And then pointing to your left, -5/7. All right, let's continue. Okay, this time we have a word problem. So hopefully this is our final example. Javier has at most $15 to spend today. He buys a bag of pretzels and a bottle of juice for $1.59. If gasoline at this store costs $2.89 per gallon, how many gallons of gasoline to the nearest tenth of a gallon can Javier buy for his car? So first, let's look at the variables involved. Let G, the number of gallons of gasoline that Javier buys, and then the total cost of the gasoline is going to be $2.89 per gallon times the number of gallons. The cost of the pretzels and juice plus the total cost of the gasoline must be less than what he has, which is $15. Okay, so this is how we set up our equation, or inequality, I mean. 1.59, this is the cost of the pretzels and juice plus the gas times the number of gallons must be less than or equal to the amount of money he has. And then you just solve it. So subtract $1.59 both sides. So you will get $2.89 times G less than or equal to $13.41. Divide both sides by $2.89. So the number of gallons that he can buy is less than or equal to 4.6 gallons. Okay, so Javier can buy up to 4.6 gallons of gasoline for his car. Okay, so you can also check your answers to make sure that your answer is correct. So go back there. Since 13.41 divided by 2.89 is actually greater than 4.6, Javier will have enough money if he gets no more than 4.6 gallons of gasoline. I think that's the end of the lesson 1.5. I hope you learned something from this video. Thank you for listening.